Hi guys, so thank you all for 800 subscribers. So I'm going to read Brave and the Bold number 28. This is the first appearance of the Justice League. And so Justice League of America, the world's greatest heroes, team up to battle Staro the Conqueror. So yeah, Superman and Batman aren't on the cover. They were members of the Justice League, but they never really participated until like a few issues in. They never really participated. So Justice League of America, foes of evil, enemies of injustice, to the mighty heroes of the Justice League of America. All wrongdoing is a menace to be stamped out, whether it comes from outer space, from the watery depths of the seven seas, or springs full-blown from the minds of men. Banded together to fight all foes of humanity, the mightiest heroes of our time battle the menace of Staro the Conqueror. The roll call: Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Superman, Green Lantern, Batman, The Flash, and John Jones, Martian Manhunter. On his daily patrol, Aquaman swims in the waters off the Atlantic coast. My friend Peter, the pufferfish, is calling me, and great Neptune, what an incredible tale it is thought beaming at me. A short time ago, while floating upside down on the surface, I saw a gigantic starfish fly down out of the night sky to plunge deep within these waters. So it says, and by swallowing air into a special sac beneath its throat, the pufferfish becomes inflated like a football, whereupon it rises to the surface and floats upside down.
I have traveled across billions of miles of interstellar space, seeking a planet like this one, teeming with intelligent life.
Deflating myself, I followed the alien into the sea depths.
I am Staro. I have selected you 3 starfish, who must be distant relatives of mine, to help me conquer this planet.
Suddenly, to my amazement, the 3 tiny starfish grew and changed, became replicas of Staro itself.
My powers are now your powers. You shall go exactly where I send you, do exactly as I command. There's no time to waste. I must summon the Justice League to an emergency meeting. It may well take our combined powers to battle this awesome menace of Staro and his starfish deputies.
The ultrasonic vibrations caused by solar power on Aquaman's A-belt fan out across the earth to Wonder Woman.
As I told you before, Steve Trevor, I can't marry you until my services are no longer needed to battle crime and injustice. Great Hera! A secret signal from the Justice League.
Summoning her robot plane, which responds to the vibrations of the Amazon's voice.
Bye, Steve. I have an important job to attend to.
I understand, Angel. Hurry back. Deep into outer space, the signal carries where Superman stands between a swarm of enormous meteors and a helpless Earth. If only one of these giant meteors hit Earth, it would cause tremendous damage. What a time to receive a Justice League summons. As the stray meteor flashes past him, the Man of Steel rockets after it. I dare not let a single meteor through. I'll signal back that I'm temporarily delayed. Asked to be excluded unless my presence is absolutely imperative. Through Earth's atmosphere streaks an experimental rocket plane, piloted by Hal Green Lantern Jordan.
Aquaman signaling me via my power ring. It'll only take a moment to switch from test pilot uniform to Green Lantern costume. This air spacecraft is designed to fly around the world in 24 hours. I'll will it on its way with my power ring, then pick it up after the Justice League business is concluded.
In Gotham City, Batman is racing across town in the Batmobile when
I'm getting the Justice League signal, just as I'm closing in on 2 arch-enemies who have joined forces to loot Gotham City. I'll keep in constant touch with the other members. Trust I won't be needed till I finish this business at hand.
Meanwhile, the Flash, the fastest man alive, hurtles at an onrushing tornado. My lightning belt is picking up Aquaman's call, but half a dozen towns will be wrecked by that tornado unless I stop it. A tornado is a violent rotary storm, a few hundred yards wide, with wind-ups to 500 miles an hour. The winds revolve spirally upward in a counterclockwise direction, so all I have to do is to run counter to those winds, cancel them out, and stop the tornado in its tracks. Now I can get to the Justice League meeting. In the office of a Metropolitan Police Chief. You more than earned your vacation, John Jones. Have a good time. My Martian super hearing is picking up a Justice League call. Moments later, when Detective John Jones is alone, a strange transformation takes place. I'll spend my vacation not as John Jones, detective, but as John Johns, manhunter from Mars. As 5 members of the Justice League of America gather in the modernistically outfitted cavern, which is their secret headquarters, Aquaman acquaints them with the strange tale of Staro. I don't know what its powers are, but I do know the 3 localities where its starfish warriors are due to appear and start the conquest of Earth. As chairman of the Justice League, the Flash hands out the assignments. Green Lantern, cover the territory around the Rocky Mountain National Park. Wonder Woman and John Johns, you'll both tackle the agent who goes to Science City. I'll handle the other mission myself. Aquaman, you'll patrol the sea deeps in case Staro makes any more giant starfish, and alert us if you learn anything. I will, and good luck all. Staro versus Green Lantern. Aquaman said Staro's deputy would strike somewhere in the Rocky Mountain National Park area. There it is now. And the Green Lantern oath. In brightest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power, Green Lantern's light. With these words, and by touching his power ring to the strange battery of power which came from interstellar space, Green Lantern derives his ability to cope with evil in all forms. Now as he rockets through the atmosphere, he is confronted by the embodiment of evil, Staro the Conqueror. Rigid with surprise, the pilot and co-pilot of a mighty Air Force jet bomber cry out as, "What's that thing up ahead? Looks like a flying saucer from here." "No, I think it's alive. It looks like a huge bird of some kind." Hands frozen by the dual controls, mouths open, muscles tensed, they find themselves confronted by a starfish! Gigantic! Flying! "Hold your fire. Maybe it'll just fly past us. Radio headquarters at once." Suddenly, the 5-tentacle creature wraps itself around the sack bomber. "It's denting the fuselage!" "Okay, if it wants to fight, we'll oblige." Through the aluminum hole, tearing out wires and power panels, comes a mighty tentacle. "Watch out! Here it comes!" Very gently, the tip of the massive feeler wraps itself around the housing, which contains the plane's atom bomb. "It's grabbing the atom bomb!" Seconds later, Staro's deputy moves away from the plane, flying swiftly, while behind it the massive jet bomber dives groundward towards certain doom. "The star creature banged up the plane so it can't fly. I've got to go after it, but not before I help out those Air Force men. That plane is heading for a crash on that mountain peak. Only way to save it and its crew is with the power ring." A green beam lances from the mighty ring, and obeying the Emerald Crusader's will, forms a ramp above the mountain peak, and a long slide beyond it. "The plane is on the ramp. We'll safely slide down to Earth. Now for that starry menace." Across the sky flees the star creature, with Green Lantern in hot pursuit. Probing the minds of the Air Force men with my power ring, reveal that Staro's deputy stole the atom bomb the plane carried. What's the monster going to do with it? With a cry of dismay, the Justice League member throws up an arm as, "It's exploded the bomb! I'll be caught in its tremendous explosion unless..." The power ring throbs and pulses with a verdant glow as it releases the energy to build a protective force field around Green Lantern. "The shockwaves can't get through to me." To his amazed eyes, he sees Staro's warrior within the titanic explosion, glowing, blazing, flaring. "It's absorbing the energy released by the exploding bomb. But why? What does it hope to accomplish? What will all that energy do for it?" As the protective force field fades away, Green Lantern propels himself through the air at terrific speed. "I can't stop to figure out the answers to those questions. I gotta stop that star menace now, before it utilizes all that power." A swaying, a swaying tentacle lifts. Oh, a swaying tentacle lifts a beam of unimaginable fury, lashes out at the Justice League member. That was close. Even though I missed it, or it missed me, I can feel the terrible heat of that ray. Follows a titanic duel with raw atomic power matched against the green energy of the power ring, which abruptly ends as, "I scored a direct hit, willing it to lose both power and size." The glowing brightness of the star monster begins to fade, even as its huge body starts to shrink. "It's planing downward, no longer able to fly." Until at last, "It's an ordinary starfish again. I wonder how my fellow members are making out against..." Sorry about that. So, "I wonder how my fellow members are making out against the other Staros." Staro versus Wonder Woman and John Jones, Manhunter from Mars. "The greatest scientific brains of the United States are gathered here in that Hall of Science." "And Staro's deputy is out to destroy them." Swooping down out of the sky above Science City, the Star Warrior wraps powerful tentacles about the Great Hall of Science, as Wonder Woman and John Johns put an extra burst of speed to stop it. Steel screeches and cement rips apart as the Titanic terror tears the building loose.
My mission is to rob the brain power of the scientists inside this building."
Higher and higher into the atmosphere rises the tentacled monster.
"The scientists have been put into a state of suspended animation, so they'll remain alive until their mind knowledge is taken from them. To avoid the destructive weapons of the Earthlings, I'll conduct my experiment high into the atmosphere."
Racing after the second of Staro's cohorts comes Wonder Woman and her robot plane, and John Johns, the Martian Manhunter, who flies by a negation of gravity. "Our first consideration is the safety of the men inside that building." Side by side, the Justice League duo catapults into action. "We've got to force the star creature to loosen its grip on the Hall of Science. I'll use my golden lasso to snare it."
"Will I find a weapon to use against the monster?"
The Amazon's lasso flies through the air, to loop about in a flailing tentacle. "What sort of weapon does John Johns expect to find in the upper atmosphere?" No sooner does the glowing lasso tighten on the creature than, "Suffering Sappho! Its strength is so tremendous, it's yanked me off the robot plane." Somersaulting in midair, the Amazon princess drops onto the roof of the Hall of Science building. "It's caught me by surprise just then, but I'll be prepared for its titanic strength next time." Meanwhile, the Martian's distance vision has spotted a swarm of meteors swirling in the atmosphere, and with his Martian super breath, herds them before him.
"Superman is destroying some large meteors, but these are just the right size for what I have in mind."
With terrific force, he blows them at the star colossus.
"If the meteors had fallen just a little further into the atmosphere, the friction would have caused them to flare up, and I wouldn't have been able to handle them."
Bombarded by the meteors, the gigantic starfish flees, dragging the Hall of Science with it so swiftly that the speed of the passage sets a wooden window frame on fire.
"Fire! I grow weak around flames of any kind. I've got to put them out, or be overcome."
With his Martian supervision, he sights distant storm clouds and inhales them towards him.
"By breaking in,
I create a huge suction which draws the clouds in this direction. Moments later, there is a drenching rainfall. The fire's out. My Martian muscles have recovered their strength.
Good. Then let's storm into this menace.
Defiantly, Staro's recruit beams a telepathic message at the Justice League members, seconds before it sends atomic rays sizzling towards them.
No living thing can stand against the nuclear energy stored in my body. These beams will disintegrate you.
Johns, guard yourself.
Deftly, Wonder Woman uses her bracelets made of Amazonium, the hardest metal known, to ward off the deadly atomic beams. The Martian Manhunter grasps the lead, which sheathes the roof from atomic experiments in the science laboratory below and rips up loose a section. Got to loosen this in time to save me from those bolts of force. The lead shields me from the harmful radiation of those nuclear beams. Wonder Woman uses her golden lasso again.
I failed to free the building by lassoing the starfish. This time I'll lasso my robot plane to help me out. Robot plane, 5 fast. Dive for the ground at full speed.
At ultrasonic swiftness, the robot plane rockets earthward, with the daring Amazon gripping the taut lariat.
The sudden snap of the lariat, as it grew tight, jerked the building loose from the starfish's tentacles.
At the same instant, the Martian hurls himself forward to distract the mighty monster. I've got to hold it off till Wonder Woman can land that building with the men inside it safely. I hope the amazing Amazon has reached the ground by this time. Gripping the golden lasso firmly, her legs guiding the building like a giant ski, the daughter of Queen Hippolyta rides the Hall of Science across a grassy meadow.
We made it. The men inside are in a state of suspended animation, but they'll come out of that shortly. None of the worse for their incredible experience. Robot plane, carry me skyward, towards Johns and the starfish. Hang on, Johns.
I think I'm growing weaker, Wonder Woman. Between the two of us, we can overcome it.
You're right. It is growing weaker.
It's starting to fall. Soon the Amazon Princess and the Manhunter from Mars land on terra firma. Listen, Green Lantern is reporting that he's defeated Staro's warrior, reducing it to the size of an ordinary starfish.
And we've overcome the second of the Earth, starfish, to whom Staro gave its powers. Now if only Flash had succeeded in his assignment.
Staro versus the Flash. There's Staro's deputy now. But what wild plan does it have in mind? As the grim shadow of a gigantic starfish falls across the coastal town of Happy Harbor, the Scarlet Speedster is hurtling towards one of the most fantastic adventures of his career. Not only must he find a way to defeat the monster, he must also learn the secret behind the strange immunity of his teenage pal, Snapper Carr. For 3 hours, young hipster Snapper Carr has been spreading turf builder lime and sodium chlorate on the family lawn.
Man, this grass mat is the coolest. Wait till Daddy-O casts his orbs on it. Snap, snap. I'll tell him I'm finished. Hey, what's with the family circle? What are they beating their feet to?
Sudden fright grips Snapper as he runs forward.
Mom, Dad, Sis, you look like you were in Tranceville. What happened?
Glancing neither to the left nor right, John Carr's wife and daughter walk blindly along the street where they are soon joined by their neighbors.
It's so crowded. It's Antsville. Like everyone is out putting soles in their sandals. But why?
Staying close beside his family, Snapper arrives with the entire population of Happy Harbor in the town square where...
Dig that crazy pinwheel. What bit is it playing in this spectacular?
As the mental voice explodes in Snapper's mind, as Staro's emissary stares down on the townsfolk who have succumbed to its mental domination.
People of Happy Harbor, You are under my mental control. When I give the order, you will go to... Wait.
From a swaying tentacle, a beam of sizzling atomic power lances downward, straight for the young hipster.
One among you is not under my influence. He must be destroyed.
Only a scarlet streak shows where the Flash is racing at the speed of light. That star creature is firing an atomic blast at that youngster. As the destructive beam nears the helpless youth, the scarlet speedster hooks an arm about him and beat that beam by inches. A split second later, several miles away, everyone at Happy Harbor is in a trance, except you. Why weren't you affected like the others? I don't know, Flash, man. I'm bugged. I'm really swinging, casting orbs on you like this, Flash. Like I'm having a happy mare, you dig? I can't stay here to talk to you, young fellow. Besides, I'm not sure I do dig you. Okay, I've got to get back to that starfish menace. Within the blink of an eye, the fastest man alive is rocketing townward while behind him. He's splitting up with me if I can help it. Or he's not splitting up with me if I can help it. I got my hot rod ready to blow up a storm. As the Flash hurtles towards the town square, the starfish sends streaks of deadly power lancing through the air.
No man can outrun my atomic lances. Not even you, Flash.
Racing around and around the startled creature, the Flash sets in motion a whirlpool of high-velocity winds. You'll be so busy turning, you won't be able to hit the broadside of a barn with those beams. Helpless in the grip of the atmospheric vortex, the star monster is spun around with incredible rapidity.
I'm caught fast, as if by a magnet.
Exerting every last ounce of energy, the giant starfish lunges free.
I must find water in which to hide from that human lightning bolt.
But as the creature arcs through the air for the shelter of a nearby lake, the fastest man alive keeps easy on pace on the ground below. Water won't keep me from it as soon as it'll discover. With such rapidity that his feet blur to invisibility, the Flash pounced on the ground. If I can create strong enough vibrations, that starfish won't be hidden very long. Directing the vibrations caused by his drumming feet to flow out across the lake, the Flash causes the waters to pile up and form two watery walls. No sign of it. I'll have to try another spot. Again and again the waters roll back until... Found it! The pounding feet abruptly halt. The suspended waters thunder together, slam into the starfish with pile-driver force. As the waters subside and wash the lifeless starfish in against the shore. Man, I never saw anything like that before. It was far out. Snap, snap. That finished off Staro's third agent. Now to see about the people Staro had under his mental domination. Come on, Snapper. Into your hot rod. We're moving. Moments later, the fastest man alive is racing along the straightway. Can't go too fast, or I might burn up Snapper's tires. Like Speedsville, wow. Near the outskirts of town. Hey, Flash, dig Mom and Pop. Insist they cut out of their trance. They must have been released from the starfish spell when he was knocked out. After Snapper greets his family. Just before I snatched Snapper from that atomic beam, Staro's deputy was giving you an order to go somewhere. Can you remember where that was?
Why, yes, the Turkey Hollow, 5 miles east of here.
I'll signal the rest of the Justice League to meet me there. Snapper, you're coming with me. You may be the key to our success or failure. Snap, snap. You hear these fingers snapping, Flash? That's my way of showing I like something. That's why the cats around here call me Snapper. Staro vs. Justice League of America. Far ahead of the hurtling speedster and Snapper, the real Staro waits the coming of the people of Happy Harbor.
My starfish deputies have been destroyed, but not before they completed their missions. The atomic energy of the first deputy was relayed to the second one. The second transferred to the scientist's knowledge to the third. And from the third I learned I can control human minds as they control them. The earth is mine. Beings will obey me when I order them to explode all their atom bombs, so I can bathe in them and absorb their energy. With enough nuclear power in me, I can travel on to other worlds. This is my first attempt to conquer a world. I detest the powers of these humans by using 3 agents. Now that I have succeeded, I can conquer the universe.
Having received the message of the Flash, Wonder Woman and John Johns race towards Staro and are soon joined by Aquaman and Green Lantern. "Let me handle Staro. My power ring will overcome it." "Go to it, Green Lantern." But as the Green Gladiator swoops down out of the sky, he is caught by a mental beam from Staro. "Oh, a powerful force is probing deep into my mind."
"Great Hera! Staro's caught him in a mental beam."
Quickly, Green Lantern breaks free of the mental force, but as he turns his power ring on the star monster,
"Staro read my mind. It learned that I have no power over anything yellow, and it foiled me by changing its color to yellow."
taking up Staro's challenge, the other Justice League members surge forward.
Staro's beam missed me and hit Snapper. It has no effect on him."
And my secret identity is Barry Allen. I'm a police laboratory scientist. I wonder.
"Quick, Green Lantern. Use your power ring to act as a spectroscope on Snapper. Wonder Woman and John Johns, keep Staro busy."
As Wonder Woman and John Johns hurl themselves at the huge starfish.
"Flash knows Snapper is immune to Staro's ray."
Now he's going to try and find out why. Flash and the Green Lantern gather with Aquaman about Snapper.
"His spectrum shows nothing unusual, except the spectroscopic lines for calcium. It shows he's covered with calcium oxide, lime. That figures. I was using lime on the lawn today."
Oystermen use quicklime to fight starfish, who prey on oysters in the sea."
"That's the answer. The lime protects Snapper from Staro, and lime will help us defeat Staro."
From a nearby farm, Green Lantern's power ring lifts several barrels of lime. "We'll pay the farmers for their time later." It only takes a moment for Flash to speed to a chemical warehouse and return with calcium oxide lime, which the Justice League of America, JLA, puts to good use.
"That's it, John Johns. Your super breath is blowing a lime storm right at Staro."
Until finally Staro is imprisoned in an unbreakable shell, a living statue of lime.
"That's the end of Staro and its conquest of Earth."
Later, by unanimous vote of all the members.
"Snapper, in appreciation of your help, we have elected you an honorary member of the Justice League of America. This band is your signaling device. Wear it always. You never know when we may call an emergency meeting. Well, Snapper, what do you say?" "My fingers are saying it for me, Flash."
Snap, snap. What strange and evil forces will the All-Stars be called upon to battle next? Don't miss the next issue of Justice League of America. So, that's the end of that comic. Again, thank you all for 800 subscribers. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later.